You're watching Oilers Nation every day with Tyler Yaremchuk. Your one-stop shop for all things Oilers.
Pink Panther, Carolina Panther, Sex Panther, don't care. Oilers in 5. Let's get into it with the lead. Well done. Welcome into Oilers Nation every day, as always, live from the Sports Closet studio. Jerseys, hats, the legendary foam finger. You'll find it all and more at the Sports Closet. The show, as always, a presentation of Bet365. Download the app, use the code NATION. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Game day.
You're sending out the vibes there, eh? You got the lean.
Yeah, lean back. I should have put my sunglasses on. That's usually how you know I'm really locked in.
Really sending out for the lead.
Yeah. Welcome into the show. It's a Sherwood Ford Giant Game Day edition of things. YouTube chat, what is up? We have a loaded Game Day edition of the show as well, because not only is it me and Liam and Jay,
Hi.
We're going to be joined by Jason.
I'm being kicked out again.
We're going to be joined by Jason Demers in a little bit. You can stick around for the Demers segment.
You know what I feel like? I'm not going to say the word, but I feel like one.
Say it.
Nope, not saying it.
We're all adults here.
Not saying it.
Jay.
Coming up at 12:45-ish, we're going to have Dan and Chris Powers from the Empty Netters podcast. They're going to join us on the patio. We're going to crush some game day beers with them, and that is when Jay will get cucked off of the show.
Thank you.
Are they brothers?
Yes.
No, they just have the same last name.
They're the Powers
Oh,
brothers.
what a coincidence.
I just realized Jay's even in the chair for that word, too.
Yeah.
Different color chair as well.
Got to move the chair in the area. It's a whole thing.
Max Kerman, Devin Dubnyk,
It'll happen.
the Powers brothers.
I mean, you leave our show to go to London for a week, so I don't know.
You have to hang out with your friends over there.
Yeah.
Well,
I feel like your
Jay.
English rankings have been demoted.
I'm developing more friends in England than you.
Oh,
Every trip at a time. No. I mean, I'm doing a good job.
Oh.
No, that's not a slight.
Liam, do you feel disconnected from your homeland?
I do right now.
I'm more connected. I got to drink your drink.
My drink?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, the drink I didn't get back.
Yeah.
But I
When's the last time you had one of those?
Not that long ago.
I had one last week.
Well,
My
No, I feel
YouTube's
like a
down, so
cuck.
I can't see the chat. Do you have the chat up?
yep. Tyler Mulick. Ha, 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 ha. Cuck talk.
Classic. Classic Mulick.
It's always a subtle undertone of the show, right? That's kind of
Yeah.
part of the brand.
Edging that, yeah.
Yeah, not a lot other than that, to be honest.
Okay.
All right, riveting.
Is our guest here? I hate wasting his time. Let's go out to the Star Mechanical guest line. It's Edmonton's #1 plumbing and heating company. You can find out more about what makes them Edmonton's #1 plumbing and heating company by visiting them online at starmechanical.ca. Where in the world is Jason Demers? Well, he's somewhere in Edmonton as he joins us for his weekly hit. Is that a little Royal Mayfair?
Flex.
Oh, that's why you won't hang out with us. You're playing golf at fancy private courses? Holy.
The mayor of Edmonton is in town.
How you
up,
finding the
boys?
city?
How we
What do you
doing?
think the vibes are like here?
Other than dodging the crackheads and the meth heads, I mean, the vibes are high. Vibes are high. Very high.
All right.
On both ends of it for those people, too. I guess.
Literally and figuratively.
Well done. Well done. Fair play. Fair play.
game-
Clean it up out here. Come on now.
Game one, an absolutely electric start in hindsight, because overtime
Yeah.
games can often go either way. But did anything from game one, from an Oilers perspective, surprise you? Did you feel like they competed better with the Panthers? What were just your general takeaways from the Oil effort there?
Well, I thought they overall were the better team for majority of that game. I think you get behind a bad coach's challenge, I think, early on, which I think is kind of it's a lucky goal. And it's I think they were in the driver's seat, and then they go and take that coach's challenge. Doesn't work. Breakdown on the penalty kill. And typically in years past, you might be like, oh, no, this is going to get ugly. And I thought they kind of settled themselves the rest of that first period. But then the second period, that was the Panthers' push. They get that goal where I thought, Stuart Skinner was a little light on that goal against Sam Bennett. He was a little bit deep in his crease. But I was talking to Darren Pang after the game, and he was like, a lot of the times, Skinner against the rush will play a little bit back on his heels, but, he made an adjustment in game after that. The next 4 or 5 saves, he was top of the crease. He was very aggressive. He made some huge saves. I mean, he kept him in that game in the second period because that was the Panthers push. And then after, I think Edmonton got into their third period, which the last 4 or 5 games in the third period, they lock it down and are just so dominant. And they kind of found their game again. And I think Connor found some space. Leon found some space. They started to kind of come to the neutral zone a little bit cleaner. And we saw the Oilers team that's been so dominant all playoffs long. So I think it's a positive sign. I think there was some nerves early on, but I think that was the push for Florida. And if they can win this game tonight, man, they are firmly in the driver's seat.
What did you make of the deployment, especially on like Florida's side of things? Like their fourth line barely played, none of them over 10 minutes. And
Yeah.
on the Oilers side of thing, like they got some important shifts in the overtime period. I feel like we've seen this before in series that the Oilers have played in, where eventually their depth just becomes way more important than other teams because they're actually playing them, and the other teams run out of gas.
Well, they Florida Panthered the Florida Panthers, and I think AJ Greer's a way bigger a piece missing than people think on this fourth line. I think it changes that identity, but you look at years past when you'd go to that nuclear option of Connor, Leon up top together, and they wouldn't have the depth to sustain it. But they did that early in the game, and they kept it throughout the third and in the overtime. And what ends up happening is, the depth continues to play well. The Podkolzins, the Arvidssons. I mean, 4 points in 5 games. You got Kasperi Kapanen, who's a different player right now. Matthias Janmark. I thought that line of Podkolzin, Janmark, and Arvidsson was so good. They're very hard on the puck. They're fast. They're buzzing around, getting scoring chances, getting into the dirty areas, and they kind of really turned the game around with that goal that Arvidsson scored in the third period there. But I just think, it's hard to compete with this team, I think, right now. And I really feel like they've found their identity. And you listen to Leon after the game talk about the maturity of the team and how they never count themselves out. And that's something I think that's been missing in years past. So that's like, to me, I see that as a trust throughout the lineup, which I know the fans and coaching staff and maybe Leon and Connor to themselves said, man, didn't have trust in the lineup like they do now. And that's all the difference, because that's how you win a cup. That's the only way you can win a cup, is trusting each other and relying on the depth guys, because I don't know. I don't know how many cups have been won with just 1 or 2 guys winning you the cup. So it takes a team, and that's the dangerous part of the Oilers right now, is the sum of their parts is a lot better than Florida.
And it's interesting that Matt Tkachuk even said that. I was saving this quote for later on in the show, but Tkachuk after the game said, quote, even when their top lines are playing together, they have other lines that can play. That wasn't always the case. Their depth is better.
That's the difference.
It is.
Yeah.
Did we not notice in game 1, JD, that they kind of turned down the volume on their forecheck?
Who, Oil or at
The Panthers. Normally they're relentless on their forecheck. I felt like they gave us a lot of time and space.
Well, in the third, they kind of went to this 1-1-3, and it's kind of interesting that they sat back, but I think they shortened the bench. And when you shorten the bench, and Edmonton was kind of rolling in the offensive zone, you can't get your line matchups, you can't get your changes. You're kind of chasing the game, so you go into kind of a prevent defense mode, and you're just trying to weather the storm. And I think Oilers just didn't give them a chance to breathe. And if you look at their last 4 games, dating back to the Dallas series, they haven't given up more than 4 shots in the third period in the last 4 games, which is a crazy stat when you think about it. And they've figured something out in that third, and they seem to really keep teams on their heels. And I'm looking to see that trend continue, because I think that's just the wearing down of the 4 lines. And you can't say enough about Evander Kane. I haven't even mentioned him. Like, he's the direct reason for 2 of those goals, is him just going like a bull in a china shop through the crease and through the hash marks, and he's just bringing everybody with him. So they're just it's a different team, man, than last year. It's interesting, and it's fun to see. And I feel like we're all, I'm not being biased or anything, but I just feel like they seem ready. And
Yeah.
it could change and they could lose, but they seem ready right now. So unless something changes, and I've been waiting to see when Florida finally runs out of gas from all these games and all these playoffs. And it looked a little bit, I saw just a glimpse of it last game, a little bit of the fatigue. And especially with AJ Greer being out and them not relying on their fourth line as much, it makes it all the more difficult.
I want to ask you about Bobrovsky. I remember, you think back to last year, game one, he was so good. You can, talk to people in the Oilers organization, and it was kind of like a general thing. It's like we gave them our best punch last year in game one, and we didn't win because Bobrovsky was so damn good. Where did you come out on Bob's game one performance? Because some people were like, oh, he didn't give the Panthers what they needed, but I felt like that was a game where if Florida gets the fourth goal, we're talking about how Bob stole it for him. So I thought Bob was great. Did you think he let down the Panthers at all?
No, I mean that Arvidsson goal, that's a flash screen by Podkolzin, and that's such a hard shot to stop. He doesn't see it till the last second. It's just over the pad. It's hard to drop your glove there. And then you look at the Leon Draisaitl goal. I mean, that's just the puck's literally bouncing all over the place, and Evander Kane's coming in like a heat-seeking missile, taking everybody out. And then he did the same thing on the Ekholm goal. So that's just a lot of traffic in front. Typically, Florida's a lot able to clear that out. And I just feel like it was a little bit too heavy on the Oilers, and they just kept pushing them out and made it difficult for them. But if you look back to last year, I mean, Bob's numbers against the Oilers are under 900. Like they find a way to get to him, and he's made some really big saves. But in that game, and I thought he kept him in it for parts. But Stuart Skinner also kept Oilers in it in the second period. So it's been a good goaltending battle back and forth. But I mean, these two teams just get some great looks, and I would be hard pressed to find many goalies that can weather both these storms that are coming at Bob and Skinner. So I think they've both played as good as they can, and you look at the skill and talent on both these teams. I mean, it's the two best teams. That's what that game. I think we all looked at each other and we're like, this is the two best teams playing each other. Like that was a good hockey game. That was like this is what the playoffs should be. Every game is good matchups like this, and I think it's just a great matchup of the two best teams in the league.
Usually they kind of say like the swing game in any series is game 4 because at that point it's usually 2-1 and it's like, okay, 2-2 and 3-1 are two very different results. I actually very weirdly feel like we're getting that game tonight in the sense that if this is a dominant Florida win, I think you really view this series in the first two games as a whole differently. If this is a dominant Edmonton win, you're sitting here going, man, all they need is a split in Florida, and it could be smooth sailing from there. Do you have that same view? Do you really feel like tonight's a swing game, or do you think if it's 2-0 or 1-1, both teams still have a somewhat decent chance?
No, I think this is a huge game for Florida just because of that glimpse of fatigue I saw. I just think they might be a little bit more beat up than people realize. I think they need this one bad because I think if they go down 2, they haven't been great at home during this playoffs. They've been very good on the road. They've been just okay to decent at home, and I just think Edmonton goes in and takes one. I think that's all she wrote. So this is if I'm Edmonton, it's foot on the effing gas, and for Florida, it's going to be the same. You're going to see a desperate team tonight. So if Edmonton can get out to an early lead, and I think they saw a chink in the armor, and if I'm in that room, I'm like, I think we just got to keep the foot on the neck here and keep just applying pressure and keep body shot, and I think they're going to go down.
Yeah, and that's just, again, to maybe wrap on this note, like that's why I think this experience of the Oilers team is going to really shine through, because I agree in years past, this Oilers group might have gotten a little bit too high on themselves and been like, oh yeah, we just won that first one, we're golden now. But this year, we haven't seen that. We saw against Vegas, they kept the pedal down. We saw against Dallas, they rebound from a game 1 loss and keep the pedal down. Like I really think the leadership in this group, all the experience they got last year, I think it's something where they're not sitting there after that game 1 win being like, oh boy, do we ever got them, and they're on the ropes. Like I think they still understand how difficult the task at hand is.
Well, and you look at it, it's like, listen, there's something to be said about, if Edmonton was playing a different team other than Florida, they might not be feeling this way, but playing the team that beat you the year before gives you a lot more, both. Did I mess up there? Sorry, guys.
No, you're good.
I think conversely on Florida, like they're playing a team that they beat last year, and not to give them any excuses, but for them it might not feel the same, and they're like, "Holy shit, this team is like downhill on us," because they want to get that win back, and we're kind of like, "Yeah, we won it, and we're here, and we got it again, and we're a little banged up." So I just feel like it's a lot's in the favor of Edmonton, and they just got to keep that killer instinct, because if you let it go, but it seems like Connor and Leon are an absolute mission. Connor is so goddamn locked in. It's crazy, and dating back to last year. So I just think he wants this so bad, and it's going to be rocking in that building tonight. Rocking.
That's a guarantee.
Yeah, it's going to be an awesome night, a Friday night in Edmonton, where even when a game ends in overtime, like in game one, you walk out of the barn and the sun's still shining. It's a great time of year. JD, thank you so much for your time. Enjoy your game day. Enjoy the hockey game tonight, and we'll see you in Florida.
Cheers, my man.
There goes Jason Demers on the Star Mechanical guest line. He's also brought to you by Tourism Jasper. From hiking trails, paddling wild waters, or sharing laughs by the fire, happiness finds you here. Jasper is open, vibrant, ready to welcome you back for more unforgettable memories. Your best summer memories, they're not behind you. They're waiting for you this summer in Jasper. Plan your trip at jasper.travel/summer. JD, get you a little more fired up, make you believe a little bit more? Not that we need any help believing more.
Yeah.
That's all I care about.
I do like it when people come on the show and say it's that time.
Yeah.
The power of manifestation.
Mm-hmm. A few super chats.
Oh.
You got him?
I got him on my phone now because my laptop's not working. Tammy's in, $20 to the Ben Stelter Foundation. Pete fired. Did we break the stars? Yes, we did. Now let's break the kittens. For Ben, always cup year. LA Canuck is in, $50. Thank you very much. I never assume anything, always respect the other team, but I'm super hopeful we get the second game win tonight. I really want to hope a miracle sweep, but truly, one must respect the opponent. Thanks again from Carl in LA. And Mistaken Mexican with $50. You guys forgot to buy Jay a special little chair in the back. Honestly, I read that I didn't pre-read it, so that just came out. And he paid $50 to say it.
There should be an episode where I just sit in the chair in the back, little stool,
off mic,
up here on the counter,
on the counter,
watching excitedly.
Hey,
Excitedly
is one way to put it.
Proud of my guys.
Sherwood Ford Giant Game Day edition of the show. It's brought to you by Sherwood Ford the Giant and their Nation Valet Service. Check them out right in the heart of Sherwood Park and never visit the dealership again for your routine car maintenance. SherwoodFord.ca. Let me throw you guys a Sherwood Ford Giant question here. Not game day related, though.
Oh.
Are you surprised Pete got the axe in Dallas?
No, he did it to himself. He made himself the main character of that team for no reason at all.
He had an easy out if they lost of being like, Otter wasn't good again.
Yep.
If Otter's better, we win. Or like, these guys aren't scoring. But he went out there and did his whole... I'm the coach, I can't score. Then he does his thing with Ottinger. Is crazy.
So it's clearly a Pete DeBoer thing.
Yeah, I think
now,
so.
right? Before it's like, wow, I can't believe teams are axing this guy after having so much success. But he's done it again. We saw how he acted with this, and he created his own destiny there.
And his teams always get to the conference finals and never win. And I think that says a lot.
So, Jim,
what is it? What is it?
I think his style's not very good. I don't
Yeah,
think
it's good enough.
Yeah, it's good enough.
It's like
to get
Carolina.
there. Exactly.
But
like
even though they have
Carolina.
the stars, like if Rod Brindamore had the Dallas Stars as his roster,
Like if Rod
are they a
Brindamore,
better team?
Like if Rod Brindamore had Mikko Rantanen.
Yeah, if he only had Mikko Rantanen,
But he couldn't coach him.
I know. Well, it doesn't fit his structure. Like
that's-
Rod might need just those types of players.
So, like, to me, that's the difference between, like, a good coach and a great coach is, like, Rod Brindamore sat there and was like, well, Mikko doesn't fit our structure. Whereas someone like Chris Knobloch crafts his team around the players he has, right?
Rod knows
good
not to
coach.
blow up his goalie for job preservation.
Well, that
Yeah.
too. This from our
has a
friend
good goal.
Brian Ray, Dallas Stars reporter. Jim Nill speaking to the media. Nill said he had no problems with Jake Ottinger being pulled in Game 5, but the post-game comments, there's probably some remorse there for DeBoer. So that maybe tells you the point where he lost the room.
You made your bed.
You made your bed indeed. So, yeah, I wasn't all that surprised.
So
I thought,
where is he next year? You know someone's gobbling him up.
So Frank said today that apparently the Stars may have been waiting because
So no one could take
they
him.
got a sense that Boston was waiting. It was like a, what do you call it? A little standoff.
Yeah.
Boston wasn't hiring Sturm because they were like, well, shit, if they fired DeBoer, we'd rather have DeBoer. And Dallas waited till Boston officially hires Sturm. There's no more vacancies. They greased DeBoer.
Wow.
Frank also wondered, if you're Ken Holland, do you sit there and have a tough phone call with Jim Hiller and go, listen, I know I brought you back. I said I'm bringing you back, but I'm not.
Call him up, Ken.
R.I.P. the 113 or whatever the hell it is they run, right?
Yeah. I think DeBoer will probably be just the guy next year that some team starts 1-9 and Pete DeBoer's their new head coach.
Yeah. And he's also a coach on the Olympic team, which is interesting now. So
Lots of time to focus on that.
Now I'm like, ew.
I feel like Thomas Harley's chances just got worse of making that team.
He'll be there.
Stay away from our goalies.
He
Our
won't be
Canadian
there.
goalies are fragile as is. Don't do that.
Yeah.
I teased that Matt Tkachuk quote, but I thought it was really interesting. Let's get to a little game notes.
Sounds like a defeated man.
A little bit. Game notes today brought to you by Krabby Goat Distillery, not your average moonshine. This is sweet, smooth, and dangerously sippable. Let me list you off some of these flavors because they will have your mouth watering, and we finally got some in studio as well. Lemon meringue pie, sour fuzz and peach, cafe latte cream, and orange creamsicle. Krabby Goat takes moonshine out of the woods and onto your bar cart. And if you are someone who's coming down to Greta tonight, we just might have some special surprises for you with our friends at Krabby Goat.
I'm on the cream.
They
orange
gave
cream
us
score
so
right
many
now.
different flavors, dude. I want to try them all.
They also have
Oh, you
banana.
just dropped the gloves.
Hey,
You want to give
Shout
people
out.
a look, Aaron?
yeah.
This is the coconut moonshine, and the one here is the rocket pop moonshine. Jay's holding the creamsicle.
The pride of Valley View, Alberta. So remember.
Valley View.
Yes. Why are you so excited?
Do you know Valley View was voted the 2021 best bathroom, gas station bathroom?
Thanks, Liam.
So the sales guy Jared is nodding his head proudly
Are
because
you
I
right?
know he comes from the region. He's like, I know that bathroom.
There's a huge battle going on over there because Whitecourt was also named.
I remember the white
Which
one.
bathroom in Whitecourt?
As
Now
soon
I
as
feel
you
like I got
get
a
in
horse
on
in
the
the
Petro,
right-
race.
Canada.
Is it the Petro?
I think
the
it's the
one by the
Petro.
hotel on the right. Just come into the sign, you see "Welcome to Whitecourt." First thing you see.
And it's, I think it even says like home of the, like, Canada's nicest bathroom in like these years.
Yeah, it was like 3 years.
You know what I love
They
in a
alternated.
good gas station bathroom? You know what I love? One with the turn handles to get in.
Oh, yeah.
You know, there's nothing,
The good
nothing
stuff.
better. You got to put your hand on that handle and give it a twist to go into the bathroom. That's the sign of a good one.
Cup here drops in $27.99. Anytime Brown Mark goal for me today. Let's send these Swamp Kittens into a rebuild. Cup year.
Cup,
and
yeah?
Understandably
I just
so.
want to talk Krabby Goat one more. Look at all these flavors. that
Green
they have
apple
on this
sounds
website.
so good.
These are nuts, dude.
Pumpkin spice
Ooh.
for all you
And on
ladies.
the
Everything
PSL.
nice.
Come on.
Fuzz and peach. That looks
That one
delicious.
looks good.
Root
What other
beer.
tabs
I mean,
you
it is
got
a
open?
game day.
So
Root
many.
beer moonshine. Interesting.
sounds
Load more.
Rut
It
beer.
keeps
This
going.
is crazy. Where are they keeping all
This
this
is the
stuff?
one. The dill pickled
Look
bean.
at the mason jar pour spout. That's so funny. Wait, did he send us some of those?
We have some.
Drew, you want to throw me one of those spouts? No, the spout. I just want to see the spout.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
That
look at
is so
pad.
sick. I didn't know that's what these were.
It's
Yeah,
like your
turn into a
shotgun
sippy cup.
thing.
An adult sippy cup.
You got your shotgun tool. You got that.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Keep
Yeah,
that
put
thing
that on
me.
your keychain.
Strapped.
Well, that's a... I want to get to this Matt Tkachuk quote.
Okay. We'll get there.
It's a long one, so bear with me.
Oh, boy.
Tkachuk goes, they had a lot of the play in the first. We got to our game in the second. They mixed and matched and changed up their lines in the third, got some momentum from it. In OT, we were probably better in the first little bit of it, and then they took over. I think, again, like him kind of recognizing the Oilers were the better team. You're never going to have a stretch against a team as good as Florida, or a game, I should say, where it's like really, truly a 60-minute dominant, perfect effort.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
they're going to get theirs at different points. There's
Yes.
going to be points where you're on your heels. Like, I think that's like a really natural thing that's going to happen in a tight, high-end series like this. But if you can just do, from an Oilers perspective, what you did last game, where it's 60-40, 65-35, and your goalie's as good as he was last game, then
Well,
yeah,
if your goalie's as good as he was, you could be 40-60. But I'm not. But don't be.
yeah.
Never be.
Tkachuk went on to say, when you have two really good teams going at it, two of the best teams in the league, you're not going to be able to dominate the whole game. I think everybody saw in game one, including us, they are and pay attention to this, they are a very, very, very good team with some dangerous players. 3 varies from Matt Tkachuk.
It sounds like a guy who's scared. He totally captured the ebbs and flows of the game in that opening statement. Like, that's how it went. Exactly. Like, when overtime started, I'm like, what are we doing?
Right away. I'm
like, can we stop? Can we wake up? Thank you, Stu. And then we did.
Tkachuk wrapped up by saying, even when their top lines are playing together, they have other lines that can play. That wasn't always the case, so their depth is better. They defend hard block shots, and their goalie's playing well. So, yeah, they're better. We're better. It's going to be a great series.
Okay, boys, I need a hands in here for a second.
What are we betting on?
Now your hands are in it. We're not betting on this right now. Well, actually, we will. This will turn into a bet. We love playoff Janmark on 3. 1, 2, 3. Playoff Janmark.
Playoff Janmark.
Thank you.
Those were very unclear
I should have said
instructions.
playoff Janmark, but whatever.
Yeah. That's okay. I'm all in on Janmark now. Everyone's great on this team.
And you know what I'm willing to admit? I'm starting to get warmer on Bush.
Really? What did he do for you to
Because
make that
he's
after 2 playoff runs of him being an elite defenseman.
but he's a lot better defensively this year than last year.
Definitely.
And I'm noticing it. Like, I'm a real guy. I use the eye test.
I'm a real guy.
I'm a real guy with real opinions and real eyes, and I'm seeing a different Bush right now, and I'm proud of him.
Light, just like me with Janmark.
So that's what I'm saying. If you can warm up on Janmark, which I couldn't believe you guys were cold on,
the guy with 2 goals all season,
the guy who is a playoff factor.
He's doing a great job.
That's right. So we're now a playoff team. So the only season for us that matters is playoffs.
Yep.
Playoff Bush is a thing.
You know
playoff Janmark is a thing.
It is a thing.
Playoff Connor Brown is a thing.
We had Rob
playoff
Shrimp on the
Kapanen
show
is a thing.
yesterday.
Sorry.
And he said that Janmark looked like McDavid when he was skating around. And he does.
There's moments when he does, but then it's like, oh shit, that's not McDavid.
Yeah.
He is controller times out from time to time. Sometimes he's like, wow, I've gone like 100 feet so far with this puck. Like, what do I do next? And then you can see him thinking out loud. Bush times out too from time to time.
Totally.
I feel like Bush borderline timed out on his breakaway in OT.
Yeah.
He was just kind of like, I feel like he forgot he was in the Stanley Cup Final in overtime for a second and was like, go for a little skate here. And Paul Coffey, I can't tell if Paul Coffey would love it or hate it. But that was something. And if Bush would have scored it, oh my God.
Oh boy.
Would have been talking about that being his statue pose.
Yeah, Ty made a statue comment yesterday.
I heard.
I regret nothing.
No.
I guarantee to win. So.
Like it's yep. I'm with you.
Speaking of which, our boy Pat Puff, beat reporter Pat Puff, was down at the rink today after practice, and he got Ryan Nugent-Hopkins' thoughts on Evan Bouchard.
Ryan, you play with a lot of good defensemen over the years. What have you made of Evan Bouchard's postseason and sort of the production on the level with some of the greatest defensemen in league history?
Asking the question.
Yeah, I mean, Bushy, he's always been a guy that raises his game at this time of year. The way he can stay calm and cool and in the biggest possible situations is really impressive, especially for a younger guy. So he always finds a way to raise his level, and we've come to expect that from him, and that's I think that's saying a lot from a guy that's especially I think defensemen usually have a harder time to get a grip in this league, and he's been able to do that seamlessly, and we have a lot of confidence in him back there, but he just finds a way to stay composed and rise to all situations.
Let's keep cruising with the show because there's something I really need to get to before you leave.
What's that? The thing that I'm really good at?
Well, we're going to get an updated standings board. Let's get to our Game Day Betting Challenge brought to you by Bet365. Want to get in on the action for the Stanley Cup playoffs at Bet365? They got you from game props, player props, totals, and money line. Whatever your bet, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Download the app and get in on the game. An official partner of the Stanley Cup playoffs, must be 19 or older. Bet365 Game Day Betting Challenge. I'm coming off a big win. What was I? Plus 350?
At 300.
Plus 300. I'm back in. We're all in the positive units here.
Well, good work, team. I'm proud of you.
You strayed away from what worked for you.
Now I'm chasing because now I want to set a crazy record. So now I'm back on just going.
You already set one. You were minus 40 in the regular season.
Okay.
That's a crazy record.
Sure.
Unbeatable, some might say.
Well, some might say this playoff run might never be matched again.
Well, no, some might say I'm executing your regular season strategy actually well because my record's 3-11, but I'm up 2.75 units.
Yeah, but wait till you get to 3-40 and what your unit count is.
Would never get to that point. At this rate, I would be on pace to be like 9-33. Yeah. Anyways, Jay is 7-6. He leads the way, plus 18 units. Liam is in third. I'm sitting right in the middle. Let's get to our picks for tonight. I'm taking a swing to catch you. Oilers puck line. Whew. Connor McDavid anytime.
Yep.
Evan Bouchard 3+ shots. He had 7 in game 1. Plus 1,100.
I mean, let's ride.
If I nail this, I am right behind you. Right behind you.
Getting there.
I'm getting there. Liam.
I went with Oilers money line, Oilers over 3.5 goals, and Connor McDavid to get 2+ points at plus 260.
So you're not just admitting defeat, eh?
I just want him to win, Jay.
You got to see one go through the hoop. You got to see one go through.
Yeah, that's true. And then from there you can build.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not chasing the dragon too much. There's a lot of kind of similarities here. Oilers money line, which has been my staple all playoff run. But I think it's Mac Daddy's turn to score. So that paired with a Connor McDavid goal, plus 250, that would push me gently into the plus 20 unit category.
Interesting too now, because then if mine hits, yours is also going to hit,
which is kind of nice.
Yeah.
Means mine will probably hit.
What was yours again?
I don't mind a trifecta of winning. That's good.
Give me Liam's again.
Naeem called Jay. He said Jay is the playoff yam mark of the betting challenge.
Thank you. That is, you know what?
That's perfect.
That is a badge of honor that I will happily wear.
That is a heck of a compliment.
It is. We all know how elite playoff Yamark is. Mm-hmm. It's because I'm bringing the proper focus.
You think you're more dialed in?
I'm more dialed in.
One of the series-long bets that I did that I am so jazzed about, Evan Bouchard to record 30-plus shots on goal in the series, plus 3,000. He put up 7 in game 1.
Wow.
Yeah. Makes you think.
It does make you think. Man, you really get in there.
I get in the weeds.
I respect that. You got to share some of
There's
that knowledge.
also one that I've gone back and forth. I'm debating if I want to place it before puck drop tonight. So they do player to record X amount of saves in every game this series. Sergei Bobrovsky to record 25-plus saves in every game this series. Plus 1,200. It's almost like betting on the Oilers hitting their shot prop every game.
Yeah.
But it's almost like playing it with Bob will never get pulled, which makes me nervous because I think they might get to Bob bad enough where he gets yanked one game.
Yeah, that's the risk. Well, that's why it's juicy.
But it's so juicy.
I
that
know,
I'm like
and you know
if it
me.
was plus 300, plus 400, I'd be like, I'm good.
Yeah.
But plus 1,200, especially if you believe this can be a short series. I don't know.
So before I get pulled out of the chair,
Yep.
I would like the 3 of us to align on an anytime goal scorer. The 4 of us, Aaron. I'd like you to ride with us,
I'm in.
please. Who we vibe? And I don't want it to be any of the duo.
Cheeks.
I want us. I was kind of thinking Cheeks too.
Okay, well, I need Cheeks to score because I have that other thing with him. 2+ goals.
2+ goals. I was just looking at my.
Are you feeling Cheeks today? Who are we feeling?
I feel like I'm chasing Cheeks' performance from game 1 if I do that.
He
but he
was
was
so
very
good.
good.
Let me throw out another name.
Mine was Vander Kane, I was thinking.
What about Corey Perry?
I mean,
I don't mind a Corey Perry.
he's always
goal.
doing it's what
Plus 320.
I know that's
First power play.
That's worth my
first line.
attention.
Yeah, that'll help things. What else we got? Kapanen 500, 600. Sorry. Yeah, Mark. Anyone? Arvidsson plus 700.
I feel like we should give Yamark some love after we just went all hands all in.
He's 700 plus 700.
I give him a point.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Is he up there on points?
Okay, because of that, I am going playoff Yamark. I'm going fade you guys, and then I'll align with you on another one.
I'm gonna go Perry.
I like
I'm in on
Perry.
Perry.
I like Perry.
I might go-
I'm in on Perry.
I'll dabble in this market occasionally.
First to score?
Yeah, buddy. Plus 1,800.
4.
Perry.
May as well.
Power
I'm
play
in.
marker
I'm
right
in.
in front. Little deflection.
Yeah, he's due. How about that pass he made on the game winner?
Lovely pass.
Like Connor
No
goes
look,
straight to him
spin ski.
after we score, not Leon, the goal scorer.
Yeah. All right. Oh, okay. Let's take
Let's just
another
watch
look.
it
Yeah,
one
let's
more time.
watch it one more
Oh,
time.
you know.
Oh, no look. Over.
Oh, yeah.
Bang. Arms out.
Smell you later.
Building going nuts.
This
Guy-
is the game with
One
Rick.
more.
Yeah.
And
that?
I'm surprised Rick
you ever
didn't-
seen those movies where like a guy can murder someone by bear hugging him?
Never seen one of those movies.
Like
no.
you ever see like the big guy go like or something like that's what I felt with Rick. His embrace when he is fired up.
Rick loves a good back slap.
Almost.
the shit out of your
everything was a
back.
back slap or
That is.
a leg slap when it's like transition or any kind of offensive ozone opportunity.
Takes you a week
but
to
that
recover.
hug, whew,
Yeah.
I felt some things crack.
Like a free chiropractor session.
Sorry to interrupt your texting by having to host this show.
Yeah, I'm trying to work on our next guest.
He's doing stuff for the show.
They thought we meant 12:30 tonight after the game. So we might not have our patio guest today, but that's okay.
We got Jay.
Thank God we didn't kick Jay off the show yet.
12:30 after the game?
They were like,
Well, Brandon did an emergency post overtime podcast.
I saw that.
So they'll come to Greta. So they're going to come to Greta after?
But the game finishes at like 9.
Yeah.
How long are you going live for, Aaron, after the game?
Hey,
No, they'll run.
Depends how this game
Tell
goes.
them run straight to Greta at 12:30. That's wild, actually.
Yeah, it's pretty
I'll
crazy.
still be there.
I didn't
They
even
be
forgot.
there.
They forgot.
I don't think legally we should air a podcast at that time. I
No.
think
No.
that's
No.
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 All right, couple of other things I want to get to then on the show. Liam, just you and I'll do. Maybe you and I'll go do patio beers.
Why don't Jay can come?
Jay, you want to come? Or are you busy?
I've got a beer here I've been wanting to crack.
Oh,
Let's get out there.
do we want to go do the rest of the
Yeah.
show on the
Are we
patio?
going to do that thing like they do, like Jay Onright, when he makes the walk from the
That would be cool.
to the couches?
I can throw Reese under the bus and see if he can do it, or I can play clips from Knobloch or McDavid.
Yeah, do that.
Okay, play the knobby clips.
Okay, we're gonna start off here. We're gonna do a little Knobloch on our pal Stuart Skinner.
We're in an era where a lot of goalies will not talk on game day, and then today you had Stuart Skinner stand there and talk to 3 waves of reporters coming in. I just want to ask you about his demeanor and his play right now, and just the confidence he seems to have and the confidence you guys have in him in this final.
We've got a lot of confidence in our goalies, and both of them have showed that they can win us games. Stu started, and Pix came in and gave us six starts. I believe it was 6-0, and unfortunately got injured. And Stu came in, and since Stu's coming in, he's been phenomenal. And I don't know. I think both those guys right now, you look at them and they're just enjoying the ride. Obviously, I think a lot of the guys are. We've got a good group of guys who like being together and like playing hockey. So it's just ideal. It's June. Not many guys are playing hockey right now, and they're enjoying the moment. And Stu's no different. And like anyone, they want to have success. They want to be playing well, doing well, and he is. But I like that he likes being in the situation he's in.
Just in terms of your team's ability to come back in games, what do you kind of notice about them on the bench when you're down a few goals, the way they handle themselves in those stressful moments, and if you've seen that grow a little bit?
Obviously, they're an older team. They've been through a lot. They've seen a lot of experiences, games, up and downs, and they are very level-headed. They don't get discouraged. They have a strong belief that no matter what happens, they can overcome it, whether it's a lead that's maybe slipping away or a lead that we have to overcome and really push. We change our game a little bit, little details. Maybe we become a little more assertive, a little more aggressive on trying to score a goal, whatever it is. But our base, our structure is all pretty similar, and we don't deviate from our plan very much. And I think that's really nice from a coach's standpoint to see the guys stick with it and feel that they can overcome anything.
Look at that seamless transition out to our patio, brought to you by our friends at Budweiser. Budweiser has been brewed in Edmonton for 45 years, and this year they are reigniting the city of Edmonton spirit. It's always been alive, but nothing brings it out more like a nice, deep playoff run. They even brought an original City of Champions sign back into the brewery during the brewing process. They teamed up with Mark Messier for this limited edition can that you can find in Edmonton liquor stores right now. Shout out to Mark Messier. Shout out to Budweiser. Look at that. The Edmonton wording on the classic Budweiser font. That's the right way to say that. Shout
That's
out to
high
Budweiser.
praise.
Special.
That's valuable real estate, as they say in the biz.
Gonna crack one of these bad boys.
Patio beers.
Patio beers on a game day. It does not get any better than that. As
Game
we
day.
look
My
to-
game day has officially begun. The journey.
You're ready to go?
The journey has begun.
I will. So, we're obviously all going to be in Florida next week for games 3 and 4.
Yes.
It will be weird going back to 8 p.m. puck drops.
Yeah. Yeah, it will.
I am loving these 6 p.m. puck drops.
Yeah, it's going to make a difference. I hadn't thought about it until this moment.
Yeah.
So that really changes the vibe of things.
Mentally, same time zone. It's all good.
But also, too, it'll be dark when we go
Oh,
to the game.
like-
I looked, 8:10 p.m. was the sunset.
Yeah, they don't get the midnight sun like we get.
It's 8.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
I know. I'd never lied to you. That is.
You are very factual.
Yeah, it's a true story. Also, I had a fact yesterday and it was wrong.
Oh, boy.
But it was kind of right in the same way.
Okay.
I don't
Okay,
understand
let's
this
unpack
now.
that.
So I've been saying that the last 5 Stanley Cups, the home team has won both games. It is in fact the last 4 because the 5th one was the bubble year. So I didn't count that in my research, but the one before that was. But the 7 out of 10 is still correct. So a small error, but
Some ambiguity. It's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is what it
potato,
is.
potato.
it is what it is. But here's another fact.
Okay, hit us.
Of the last, so when the home team wins Game 1 of a Stanley Cup Final, they have won the series 52 out of 62 times.
I believe it's 76% of the time.
Is that it?
I think I saw a graphic that I believe we posted.
Oh, I did not see that one.
I'm not sure. There's just so much good content out there right now. Most of it from us.
All of it from us.
Did you see my rollerblading content yesterday?
I did.
I'm like, dude, I just finished golfing with you. How are you out rollerblading right now?
Because my Mars blades came in, and I was like, well, I'm not just going to look at them. Got to lace them up and go for a little spin. I've never rollerbladed in my life.
Is it a lot different?
It is, because like the wheels are on like a rocker, so it feels a lot more like you're kind of skating and like when you're striding. And so I just like ripped around in front of my house a little bit. And I was like, okay, these are feeling good. And then like I was practicing like how you stop, because you can't just like hockey stop, right?
Yeah.
You need to like drag your foot, or you need to do like a really tight turn and like slow yourself down.
Yeah.
So then I got a little bit more brave. I was probably on them for like.
Oh, did you
45
have another
minutes, I think.
scar on your other leg
I
now?
ate shit real bad. You can see a little on my arm, but basically I was going down a hill, and I was like, oh, I need to make a really tight turn, or I'm going to go right into the bushes. And then I saw a patch of grass, and I was like, that'll hurt less than the bushes. So I just got close to the grass and just bailed out.
That's some high hockey IQ right there.
It
To be able to
was.
assess the setting and make the right decision.
I was very panicked in the moment, and again, like obviously, like no one around me or whatever.
Like Corey
So I'm
Perry
like-
in front of the net.
I was like, if I go into the woods, I was like in my head, I'm like, I could get really hurt. I just saw the grass, and I basically baseball slid into the grass, and then my leg was all bleeding, and I got home, and Amber was like, why were you gone for so long? And I'm like, because I cut my leg open. I fell really bad. Yeah, it was a mess. Anyways, that's been what's trending in my life, is that I'm a rollerblade guy.
Are we
now.
doing what's trending?
Sure. No. Liam wanted to talk Elon versus Trump.
That
and
was
what's
crazy.
trending.
I can't believe
That's a heel turn we weren't expecting.
Very, very out of the blue. We have not heard from Elon for a while. Now all of a sudden,
He's dropping
this is
hammers.
Yeah, he's everything.
Yeah.
That relationship is over.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Big time.
Yeah.
And they've been like,
Unless it's fake.
Which would
you
be-
think this is an everything is wrestling type moment?
I don't know.
Donald Trump is a WWE Hall of Famer? So
Really?
yeah.
All right.
So-
Well, that's probably enough of that. Let's get to a lineup report. Get back into the hockey for tonight. Our lineup report brought to you by Litco Law. Litco Law plays for Team U. They're Alberta-rooted, Edmonton proud. And when it comes to fighting for everyday folks, they don't back down ever. When insurance companies play dirty, they drop the gloves. If you've been injured and want to fight for your right to fair compensation, or you've been denied your long-term disability benefits, contact Litco Law. Stop by their office right here in town, or visit them online at litcolaw.com. Lawyers you'll love, they do exist at Litco Law. No changes on either side tonight is your lineup report. Paul Maurice did say that A.J. Greer, the Panthers' fourth-line center, he's on track to play Game 3 of this series back in Florida. I'm not worried about that because they don't play their fourth line that much, even when A.J. Greer's in the lineup.
Yeah, but he's still a factor when he's out there. So the more he's away, the better. I'm not saying he's a game changer, but
The other
he's
thing,
the one that can wear us down.
we talked about this yesterday with Doobie. The Oilers obviously went to the blender at one point yesterday. When they were losing, it was a lot of Connor and Leon together, and it really didn't hurt their ability, as Matt Tkachuk said postgame, to push play and get chances. Obviously, they scored the Arvidsson Podkolzin goal as well. I thought maybe there was going to be a chance that we see McDavid Draisaitl together right from the jump. The Oilers are not doing that. They're going to go with the same lineup as before. McDavid, Draisaitl on their own lines. McDavid with Perry and Nuge. Draisaitl on that second line with Kane and Kapanen. Do you like that from Nobby?
I mean, that lineup would have worked if we didn't get jobbed on the coaches challenge. So
what'd you make of that?
That's fair.
I think the more I look at it, like I understand everything that happened, but the contact was made, and that's how he fell. And at the end of the day, that's what the rule says. As much as it sucks, and I think we all know what Sam Bennett did, I'm sure the guys in Toronto even knew. But like, by the letter of the law, the contact was initiated by the Oilers, forced him to fall into the goalie.
So obviously we got Doobie's take yesterday, and he was adamant that like that was goalie interference.
Yes.
We also had Steve Peters on DFO Live today. And he was the video coach for the Arizona Coyotes, and his job was watching replays and determining when to challenge. And he told a story of one time when he didn't challenge something, and after the game, Mike Smith was livid with him. Yeah. Mike Smith was not happy they didn't challenge it. He felt like it was the wrong call. And Petey said to Mike Smith, "You need to give me a sign. If you are reacting in a way in the crease where you're angry at the ref and you're throwing your hands up," Petey goes, "then I can look down at you and go, okay, he thinks something happened here." And another angle, and I kind of threw this at Petey to see if he'd agree with it, I think the Oilers video coach, Petey kind of made it sound like there's an angle of it where you're going, Stuart Skinner's been playing so well. Stu threw his arms up in the crease, and he thought he was interfered with, right? Do you want to tell Stu, like, no, we're not challenging it, we don't believe you? Or is that a play where it keeps Stu's confidence level up? And it's like you're sending him a message like, we stand with you. Well, if you believe you're interfered with, we have your back. And Nobby also in his ear getting from the video coach, we should challenge that. That's him saying, I believe in our process. Yeah. I'm not going to override anybody.
I don't think you can trust the goalie on that. Goalies wave their arms and get pissed off all the time. And for most part, like it's for nothing that's any kind of infraction, but they felt contact, so they're freaking out because they're just mad they got scored on. Yeah. Like for me, that is the job of the video coach. Like they make the assessment. They're the one looking at all the events in slow-mo to see if it's worthy of a challenge, where the goalie is just going off what he felt and then super pissed that he got scored again. So you can't. I struggle with saying the goalie has like a lot of say in that. You got to trust your video coach.
Here's something I'll say. You remember in round one when Fogle scored that goal against Pickard and they didn't challenge it?
And Pickard was livid.
I think that was more goalie interference than the Sam Bennett one ever was.
I disagree with that. I think there was a case that Fogle was making a play on the puck.
But there was also in the sense of there was no contact made by any of the Oilers player. The contact was initiated by Fogle on the goalie. Where this one, again, Kulak initiated on Bennett and it happened. But we can argue all we want. It was a goal.
Yeah, and it was. And, again, that's one of those things where you look back at last game. The Edmonton Oilers won that hockey game. And you can, actually, I don't even know how much you can point to, like, lucky breaks that went the Oilers' way. Like,
I think Florida got them.
Like, okay, yeah. So the Bennett interference call.
Yeah.
Probably a lucky break that goes their way. Like, those things during a series, I think will usually even out. Connor McDavid hit the crossbar when they were shorthanded.
Yeah.
That game could have very easily been 2-0. Sam Bennett didn't get called on that hook 15 seconds before, and Jake Wallman would have been in the corner if he wasn't hooked. He wouldn't have been staying in front of the net. Edmonton didn't get a lot of the breaks last game.
No, and even Sam Bennett's second goal, just like how wide open the opportunity came for them too.
That's almost like bad coverage,
but that's
though.
a breakdown from the Oilers, but like that didn't happen for them. So, yeah, I would agree. I think the Oilers were unfortunate in parts, but just played through, and I think it just showed the level of maturity for the team and why you should expect them to continue to play at the level they're doing and honestly win this series.
Maturity and belief. Like the fact that like they just seemed, they never seemed perturbed.
Yeah,
and like they had a true belief that they could get this game back on the rails and get it tied up.
Yeah.
One thing. Sorry.
No, sorry.
Because you're right,
and I could feel it.
But and they didn't it's not like they were pushing obviously, but they were staying within themselves.
Yes.
It wasn't like oh my God, we're frantic, everybody's pinching, and we're trading chances. It was just like the Oilers went, you know what, we're down 3-1. We're gonna get 3 in this hockey game. We're not worried about it. And Florida, on the other hand, went up 3-1, and it wasn't full on LA Kings, but it was definitely an element of let's sit back a little bit here. Whoa, let's not we're gonna choke them out. You can't choke out the Edmonton Oilers.
Well, the thing we need to stop this game that we did so much was just we made a lot of bad passing decisions out of our zone.
A lot of icing.
That were just and also, but a lot of passes that were trying to go home runs that are getting easily picked off by the Panthers. That needs to stop.
I think there's more the Oilers can learn from game one than the Panthers can learn from game one. Again, I think stylistically there are adjustments the Oilers can make that will benefit them tonight. I don't know how much of a stylistic difference Florida can make in their game to impact the outcome. Like they can try to hold on to the puck more, but that's not who they are.
I think I think you're going to see like their forechecks go back to what it was before the series started with us. So I think you're going to expect to see a very aggressive forecheck from the Panthers. They're also like, it's not a must-win game, but to your point earlier with JD, like it's kind of emotionally and mentally a must-win game for the Panthers. So expect them to throw the kitchen sink. Our job is to stick to our game, but to weather the first 10 minutes of this game.
I'll be curious to see how the Panthers deploy their blue line in terms of matchups, because that Ekblad and Forsling pairing got killed against Draisaitl. They dominated them. So I would expect to see who's the other one? Mikkola and Schmidt. I would not be surprised to see them play a little bit more.
Mikkola and Jones, I think, are playing together right now.
Okay, so
they get on the third pair.
Yeah, then we'll probably still see Ekblad and Forsling, which is great news for the Oilers because Ekblad's bad.
I think it's a massive
mismatch. Just keep hitting him because he's got that Petro temperament, right? He's going to do something that's going to benefit us. And Evander Kane definitely had a good run at him, and we put a lot of focus on him. And, he later in the game, he gave Leon a headlock. We were unable to convert, but whatever.
Yeah. All right, let's go to the YouTube chat brought to you by Odd Company Brewing and Nation Beer Everyday Lager, a crisp, clean lager crafted not just for game day, but for every day. Find it online. Go to liquorconnect.com, type in Nation Beer Odd Company, and find a liquor store near you. One comment in here, the refs put away the whistles in the second and third from the Vacationeers. I really felt like the refs called all those penalties in the first, and we're like, we hit our quota. Like, we're good, boys. Thumbs up.
And I'm like, if they're pulling the whistles away and just letting some things go and they're doing it for both sides, I'm fine with that.
Florida, and I don't know if I am, because Florida has this strategy and they've always done it where Paul Maurice knows, and it's good veteran savvy coaching. I get it. Paul Maurice knows to tell his guys, you can take 10 infractions. They're calling 1 or 2, which means you're getting 8 freebies. And I felt that in the first period at least. Like Florida was getting away with a lot. I see someone in the chat pointed out Connor. It was Kenny who said Connor got the slew foot, no call. Mikkola knocked him down. Yeah, they're not going to get everything in a playoff game. And I've always made the argument, and the stats back it up. Power plays actually never go down in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Power plays actually stay relatively constant. But there are way more infractions. And the refs really, if they called everything, it would be a parade to the penalty box. And again, now that's a whole bigger philosophical question about the sport of hockey and officiating. But I did feel like at least early on, there was a lot of the Florida Panthers committed a whole bunch of infractions, and the refs were kind of like, well, that's not quite bad enough. Well, we can't call everything. So I don't know. We'll see. I thought the officiating largely fine.
Yeah.
And there was one on a power play. I guess they have to call that one, but still.
Yeah, you can't miss that one.
Nope, puck over glass is
pretty straightforward.
It's an auto one.
I couldn't believe it.
Yeah,
it was so clear.
I couldn't believe it. Yeah, there's a no doubter.
Oh, Squishy says, but what are their quotas for puck drop shenanigans?
Oh,
the linesmen were horrendous last game, which is such a dumb hockey fan thing to be like, I hated the linesmen last night, but good Lord, drop the fucking puck. Aaron had a great rant on post game. Drop the puck. No one is here to watch guys get thrown out of the faceoff circle.
Yeah.
And I don't think guys are cheating that bad.
It seems that we've been watching this a lot through the whole playoff run as Oilers fans, right? Leon especially is, I'm not saying being targeted. I hate bitching about the refs, so I don't want to give this too much air, but it seems there's some kind of disconnect there between Leon and the dot for the most part and linesman.
Did you see the kid who was 12 who caught the puck in the stands? Did you see that?
No.
It's a great video going around. I think Rascal Gas has it on his Twitter. Puck got flipped out, and someone in the crowd just happened to be recording as it came, and a little 12-year-old kid just snagged it.
Oh, nice. Sign him.
Chris also dropped in a comment. He said, appreciate you guys. Always keeping it fresh helps the game day go quick. Almost game time. Let's go. 7-2 Oilers. That's insane.
Woo! I mean, if we tilt the ice tonight, it could just be a cavalcade of scoring.
So we're going to wrap up our show right away, and we're going to wrap up a little bit quicker because Doobie's going to come in our studio, and he's going to join Jeff Merrick on the sheet. So we'll direct everyone to go watch Devin Dubnyk on the sheet today over on the Daily Faceoff YouTube. Liam and I are doing Oilers Nation Radio a little bit later on. All of that to say, let's get to your menu for tonight. It's brought to you by the Ninja Crispy 4-in-1 Portable Glass Air Fryer.
Meet the Ninja Crispy Portable Cooking System, the power of a full-sized air fryer in the palm of your hand.
The Ninja Krispy is thermal shock resistant and can go from frozen to crispy in just minutes. And with the Krispy Power Pod, you get the power of a full-sized air fryer in the palm of your hands. If you want to win one, you got to go to our Instagram, find our contest to sign up, follow Ninja Krispy Canada, and reply with what kind of dish you'd cook in your Ninja Krispy. And the contest closes tonight at 9:59 p.m. Mountain Time, midnight Eastern. Get in the contest now by visiting our Instagram and finding our post with Ninja Krispy. Comment and follow.
Join us in that hashtag air fryer lifestyle.
Oh, yeah. And
because it's nice.
One that's coming in the palm of your hand that you can bring wherever. That's legit.
What more can you ask
Crispy
for?
wings anytime?
Crispy wings.
Anytime wings?
Anytime veggies for me?
Oh.
That would change the game. I'd be at Greta tonight cooking up veggies on the patio. Makes you think.
I dare you. Bet.
The menu tonight or today, new episode of Oilers Nation Radio. That'll drop later on wherever you get your podcast from. Boardsy, Doobie, live at Greta, 5 p.m. start for pre-gaming, post-game immediately following the show, or immediately following the game as well. And then we head into a weekend where no game Saturday, no game Sunday.
Take the weekend, rest, hydrate, get all the vitamins in you.
2 days off, some time to unwind, and then Monday we're going to be in Florida, gentlemen.
Basking in the sun. It'll probably be similar temperature to what we're experiencing here in beautiful Edmonton.
It is hot right now. I had to put my hat on forward to block out the sun.
But
a lot of...
That's how you know it's hot.
Gators still, though.
Yeah. Oilersnation.com. Coombsy's got your game notes up today and everything you need. Him and Zach got the website on lock, so head to Oilersnation.com for all of your game day needs. And I guess, boys, we got to wrap up. Keys to victory for our friends at Sherwood Power Sports and Marine. On right now is their Yamaha demo event, and it's only on till 4 o'clock. So, listen, you're probably already ducking out of work early to get to the game tonight.
Oh, yeah.
So
Who
just
isn't?
duck out like an hour earlier. Go check out the Yamaha event. They got a ton of bikes, demo bikes, priced at, quite honestly, prices you won't get any other day of the year. Right now, heart of Sherwood, right in the heart of Sherwood Park on Lakeland Drive, just up the road from Sherwood Ford, the giant Sherwood Power Sports and Marine. Let's go. Keys to victory, gentlemen.
Productivity in Edmonton right now is 0%.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, good on us. Well
Keys
deserved.
to victory. I think use your speed against the Panthers' blue line. I think you can get around them and create some chances for yourself. We saw it last game. Maybe try and get a couple early rather than chase the game too. That would be nice.
Yeah.
Mine is survive the first 10 minutes.
You think Florida's giving a push?
I just you got to feel like they are a veteran team. They are the reigning champs. Like, you cannot take them lightly. They are a prideful group. I think they're gonna be shot out of a cannon to start, and we just have to match that intensity and get through that, and then take over the game from there.
Yeah, I think getting ready for some increased physicality. Talking to Frank today, he had the expectation that Florida's really going to try establish themselves physically and try to throw Edmonton off their game a little bit.
They're targeting Leon.
They're targeting Leon. Brad Marchand last game, I don't know if you saw from where you were sitting. It was like 6 minutes in. Whistle goes. Everything's calm. Marchand skating past McDavid, pops him. No, like, whistle had gone for 15 seconds. He was skating off for a change. McDavid just laughed. And I do think it's a little easier to, I mean, at that point, they were up 1-0. It's easy to laugh in game one when you're up 1-0. But is Florida going to take the mindset of, if we do that 100 times, eventually he'll snap? Eventually we'll throw the Oilers off?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if the Oilers have it in them to snap and get thrown off.
Leon will snap.
But Leon will.
Leon will snap.
And a guy like Corey Perry, he'll maybe snap.
Well,
so.
Perry needs to be the one punching Barkov.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I agree. You need to get ready for their physicality.
Yep.
I think the Oilers need to be a little bit better moving their puck out of the zone as well. You touched on that. That the area, and it's kind of become something I've hammered home a lot in the last 2 rounds, below the goal lines on either side. Edmonton's been such a good board battle team. Arvidsson, Podkolzin, Kapanen. That's an area Florida dominated them last year.
Yeah.
But these new players on Edmonton, it almost feels like Stan Bowman went out and Jeff Jackson as well went out and was like, okay, we're going to get guys who play well along the wall and can retrieve pucks and get pucks to the middle of the ice where our skill guys wait and take advantage of any opportunity we can get. And I felt like in game 1, Edmonton did a great job on the board battles. Florida's going to adjust a little bit.
Oh.
They're going to dig in. So I think guys like Kapanen, Podkolzin, and Arvidsson, they have to continue to be at the level they were last game, keep getting pucks to skill guys. Go back to that Ekholm tying goal. If Vasily Podkolzin doesn't work his ass down the wall, force a turnover, not even a turnover, but just a general disruption of the Panthers, that goal never happens.
No.
So being good on the wall tonight, I think, is super important. Moving pucks out from below each goal line, very, very important as well. And again, I have the same belief in this series that I did against Dallas, Vegas, and LA. Edmonton at A+, and Florida at A+, is an Edmonton win every day of the week.
Totally agree. You know what I'm doing to play my part?
What?
Pre-game donaire.
Pre-game donaire. I love it. What donaire spot are you going to? You're taking our boy Drew from Bet365.
We got Drew from Bet365.
Who's never had a donaire before?
He's never had a donaire. Is one ask, and I love it, is we have to go for donaires.
You're off to get donaires. We're off to do Oilers Nation Radio. Devin Dubnyk is getting set up right now behind the scenes to join Jeff Merrick on the sheet. Watch that on the Daily Face-Off YouTube. Then come right back to Oilers Nation after. Pre-game with Bordsy, 5 o'clock live from Greta. I'll be at Greta after the game tonight. I know there's no way they're keeping you out of Greta after the game tonight, and there's no way you're going to be there for the whole game.
Yes, I'm going to go to Greta today.
Enjoy
pre-game, I think.
Enjoy a special on half-price wings, specials on Bud and Bud Light as well, including cheap pitchers of beer and a little surprise.
The lost art, the pitcher of beer. Greta keeps it alive.
And some special surprises from our friends at Krabby Goat Distillery as well. Everybody in the YouTube, great stuff as always. Appreciate you tuning in. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy Game 2 of the Stanley Cup Finals. The Edmonton Oilers have a chance to go up 2-0 before this series. Sex Panther. Before this series flips to Florida. Enjoy the game tonight. Have so much fun. Drink responsibly.
Yeah.
And,
have a night, Edmonton.
Have a night, Edmonton. We'll see you back on Monday live from the swamps of Florida. Oil up.